Welcome to the Wake and Bake podcast, everybody. It's me, Quentin. I'm a Charger fan, based out of San Diego. Yes, I'm still a Charger fan. Look, people, without going down a long tangent on this, Spanos took my team. He can't take my NFL fandom. Don't let him take your fandom, okay? He can't take that from you, actually. So that's how I'm rolling. I know it was rough, but be a fan. Don't let these guys take your NFL fandom. I watch football because I love football, not because I give two shits about who owns the damn team, okay? Somebody's got to own the team.
Well, I'm Pete, and I'm a Patriots fan.
And that's Pete. He's a Patriots fan.
And Spanos took my ability to drive 10 minutes to an NFL game.
That's right.
And I'm pissed about that.
Yeah. Pete's got to drive hours just like me now. So, yeah. We've got... We don't have much news to discuss, do we? Got OTAs going here. Any OTA news you popped up on?
OTAs started. The Patriots had their first open media practice.
Any chirpings coming out of your OTAs there?
No. Drake May got picked off a whole bunch of times.
Oh. Oh. So Vrabel's defense is looking good.
I mean, it's, Drake May is picking up the new offense, the new highly confusing offense, which is, it's day one. It's fun.
Oh, is that what the spin on the? Is that where the Boston media is going with this? Like, oh, McDaniel's offense is too complex. Look at Drake.
Not that it's too complex, just that it's the first day.
The first day.
In 2 months, I think he had like two sprays where he just missed a guy. One was a batted ball. Shit happens.
You can't blame him on a batted ball.
Well, I think it was a bad throw.
Huh?
I think it was a bad throw was why it was batted, but I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh, it was a bad ball that got batted?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But, two of the picks were Gonzalez, so, he's the man.
Who's your stud,
That's
right? Who's your cornerback stud? Okay.
But yeah, the beginning of camp is always the defense has the upper hand while the offense learns.
Especially with the new playbook.
New playbook, still a young quarterback.
Yeah, young quarterback, new playbook. That's one of those things. Hey, man, I'm a Herbert fan, and like people really don't. It's not talked about enough that Herbert's had like a new coordinator. How many times?
Like 4 out of 6 years or something?
Yeah, like 4 out of 6 years. This guy's learned like playbook after playbook after playbook after playbook after playbook after playbook. Like, to learn the amount of playbooks this guy has learned. Talk about a crash course, right? In the end, it's going to make his football mind fantastic because he's gotten these inside looks into so many different systems and how to operate in them, right? But at the same time, it's a gnarly growth curve. Like a really gnarly growth curve.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to flourish in something new every year. So, Drake's gonna, he's gonna have his experience with that. Good luck. We'll see if he's the next Justin Herbert. Which is what Patriots fans are all hoping for,
I
okay?
hope so. Yeah.
You know it, right? You'll admit that?
Hell yeah.
It's true. It's
I would
true.
take Justin Herbert.
Yep. Amen, brother.
I mean, you know, we all hope we have Justin Herbert on a rookie contract right now.
Amen. Vrabel with a Justin Herbert, that's nasty right there. That is nasty. So Gonzalez is having a good camp. Drake's camp is starting out, you know. Things are popping.
But yeah, you know, it's just
Anything else?
not really. It was pretty much all eyes on Drake, as expected.
All eyes on Drake?
Yeah. But it's nice to not have a quarterback competition. There's no splitting reps because
Yeah, he's not splitting reps with Brissett this year.
he's probably not going to start week 1, so you got to get somebody ready to start week 1.
Is Brissett still the backup there?
No.
Where did Jacoby go?
I don't know.
That's a good question. Where the hell did Jacoby go? Jacoby Brissett.
They signed Josh Dobbs to be the new
Backup?
veteran backup.
Interesting. Where did Dobbs come from?
Everywhere.
Everywhere?
He's been on like 6 teams in 8 years or something.
Was he on the Vikings for a hot minute?
Yes.
That's
where
that
he-
guy, right? He had
Yeah.
like a good start with the Vikings, and they almost thought he might take the starting job, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was always solid. He had his most like promising starts with the Vikings,
Yeah.
but he also
As all quarterbacks seem to do.
I don't remember the teams in which it went down, but I think it was something like he got traded mid-season 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
So he was on 4 different teams in 2 years.
That's crazy.
Which is like might be the first time
Jeez.
it's ever happened.
What's up with that?
Just, you know,
Why do teams keep bringing him in and then like
because he's clearly a solid dude
and
who
then kicking him out?
who can be a backup. I don't know why they keep kicking him out, but
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with that?
But yeah, you know, this is Drake's offense now. Hand him the keys, see what he can do, and just build around him. And that makes for a much more stable camp.
Any news on the whiteouts?
No. Not really.
Polk. So who's your top two? Is Polk and Diggs?
So they signed Diggs, and if he's healthy, then he's the number
And then you got
one.
that Bourne fellow, right?
And Bourne, a veteran.
So it's really Diggs is your number one, Bourne and Polk are like your number 2/3s.
They should be. And then there's Booty, who was the guy running 9s.
Booty?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Pop Douglas, he's gonna be the slot. He's probably a roster lock. But I mean, the guys on the bubble are Booty, Baker, the undrafted guy Chisholm, who they're hoping is the next, Wes Welker. We'll see.
Who's the next Wes Welker?
This guy Efton Chisholm,
Chisholm?
undrafted guy.
UDFA?
He's, not fast, but but can take 15 steps in 2 yards. Where, Josh McDaniels made his money with Wes Welker. Some say Josh McDaniels reinvented the current NFL offense with the slot receiver.
Oh, that's an overreaction. In the terms of Rich Eisen, that's an overreaction. Calm down over there.
It was a while ago, he's been around a long time, so it's easy to forget, but
Well, I guess I should cover. You got anything to add to Patriots OTAs?
No, just mostly the other big position of question is left guard, and Cole Strange.
Oh yeah, what's going on your O-line there?
Which looks like Cole Strange was getting most of the reps, So he's
At left guard?
which probably means, and he is a left guard, and it's probably between him and Layden Robinson on who's going to win the starting job, and it looks like he gets to start camp in the driver's seat as his position to lose.
Seems like it's his job to lose.
Yeah.
Well, not much. Did you get to watch any film coming out of OTAs? The Chargers, there was like a Charger feed I found last night where this guy, Matty Dubs. Shout out to Matty Dubs, I guess. I'm going to give you a shout out. He's got a podcast. Like, he does film breakdown stuff. I think he does all the teams, though. But yeah, he's getting his hands on OTA film.
Nice.
It's okay. He tries to give some nice commentary. I don't think he knows, here's the thing. He's covering all the teams, so. He doesn't. He'll point out what's going on here, but, he's not going to give you any deeper, analysis. So. The OTA film that came out for the Chargers, because it is very limited. They don't allow a whole bunch of film to the press. I was hoping Daniel Popper was going to publish an article on OTAs last night, but I didn't see that.
Yeah, maybe we'll get something today published.
Because they got to be there, but they couldn't film it, and take pictures.
Right, and they didn't even get to be there for the whole practice all that long.
So I don't know. I expect some kind of article is going to come out this week about Chargers OTAs. But the limited amount of film that came out of it that was allowed to come out. Chargers posted a thing of just Herb making Herb throws, just these beautiful launched balls.
Big, beautiful balls.
Big, beautiful balls flying through the air. He does throw his ball is looking darn beautiful for the beginning of the year. Not that they don't look beautiful, but dang. That guy can throw a ball. Who was it? The spiral he gets going on that thing. Like you could see the ball just like ripping spiral style, you know? And that thing's just like, just fucking launched like out of a cannon. Like Rivers couldn't throw a ball like that on his best day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is just how Herb practices. I don't know. They were looking particularly beautiful. And then the wideouts, just catching those things like boom. Like they're just dropping right here where they're supposed to drop, you know, like making the catches look easy. Ladd had one. There's been some footage of Ladd running a route, looking like Ladd. Lambo Ladd, baby.
Wait, is he going to get traded to Green Bay?
No. He's a Lamborghini, Pete. He's a Lamborghini, okay? Lambo Ladd.
There's only one Lambo in the NFL. They showed Rager busting her out in a highlight. Real nice. Lambo. Rager.
Which, you know, here's the thing. I'm always actions speak louder than words, right?
Right.
Like the chart, they sign him to a couple-year contract, which caught my attention. Like, whoa, okay. They must like him. You know? They don't do that.
Right.
The Chargers are perfectly happy signing motherfuckers to one-year prove-it deals. You know? Like, they have to really like you to sign you for multi-year deals.
Right. And then let you go to the other LA team for big.
Yeah, they have no problem playing high risk, like practice squad, moving you around. Like if they're on the fence, they only do that with people that they're like, sign that fucking guy. You know? So the other thing is, you know, the Chargers social media, like they seem to post players like that are solid, like people that are on the team that they can build the brand with. They don't post stuff typically with people that are kind of fringe players.
Right.
It's players that they really like that, like, yeah, these guys are going to be around, you know? So
when they're up for contract negotiations, they just go see the social media team.
yeah, like if you want to know who the Chargers are serious
how many
about,
pictures did you post of me this year?
yeah. I mean, the thing that caught my attention the most was I don't know. I think it was just during this particular session that the film came out. But Zion was the one giving all the snaps to Herb. All the snaps. Bozeman wasn't even fucking standing there. It was just Zion doing snap work.
Right.
So he was snapping the ball to Herb, who was doing wideout drills, just throwing bombs on wideouts and running backs. By the way, Omarion Hampton, they had him on film on one of his. That guy's just... The way that guy runs.
I mean, it's Bozeman might not have a job in the starting lineup. But also, like, in when you're just wearing shorts, the linemen aren't really doing anything. The only lineman doing anything is the center snapping the ball.
Well,
so,
I mean, Bozeman doesn't need that work anyway.
Right, he doesn't need to practice snapping.
No.
Zion does.
Yeah, exactly.
Zion's only snapped the ball 1,000 times in his life or whatever.
Exactly. But yeah, the drill that was going on was Herb was dropping bombs on running backs, wideouts. I was talking about Omarion. His route, he was doing these wheel outs, and then it was like a sideline bomb. The way he runs that route, like, stands out compared to the other running backs. Like, the way that guy runs, that guy's just an animal, dude. I mean, he just, like, rips turf. You know what I mean? Like, when you see him run, like, he just rips turf, dude. Like, he's just a beast. And then his hands, like, he's just like, boop, just like plucks that thing. Like, this guy's, jeez. Yeah, somebody was talking about, Charger fans were talking about, like, he's like a 200-pound Eckler. He's a 6 foot tall Austin Eckler. Which he is. Austin Eckler, I mean, you know about Eckler, right? His reputation.
Yeah.
He's just a gym freak. Everybody was like, that guy's the strongest guy on the team.
Uh-huh.
But he's small.
Right.
Eck is a scat back. I don't know what he
doesn't want to be.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what his height is. I think it might be like 5'10" or, but he's not tall. He's a small guy. He's too small for the NFL.
He's a lot closer to Sproles than Zeke Elliott.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, he is. I don't know if he's Sproles small, but he's close. I mean, that's why he just didn't have the weight to penetrate, with inside runs.
Right.
That was a problem for him. You could not run inside with that. Couldn't do it. Because he's just not big enough.
Which then you run into, you're not big enough to run inside.
They know you're going to run to the outside.
But you're not small enough and fast enough like Darren Sproles to be Darren Sproles. So then you're kind of caught in the middle.
Yeah.
You're not amazing at either one. You're pretty good at both.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
That's okay. Hey, X scored a lot, dude. If you get Eck a little space, he could do something. He did something with it. I mean, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
But you got to find him space.
Yeah, he was a fine back.
Yeah.
The problem came when he wanted $10 million or whatever he wanted.
He wanted 3 down back money. I mean, we always talked about that.
Yeah.
Like, Eckler wanted 3 down back money, and it's like, you're not a 3 down back, dude. I know you wish you were. And then this is what's even funnier. When Harbaugh took over, guess what they told him? We're going to run you 3 downs. And then Eckler's like, nah, it's not my game. He said that publicly.
Really?
He said that publicly.
He
said that publicly. Like, I can't do 25, 30 touches a game. He said that. And he's not lying. He's being honest about what he is.
Well, yeah.
But still, it's like you're a running back and you don't want to run the fucking ball and you want to make money. You want to make 10, 15 million? Okay. Nice knowing you, bro. You know what? This is interesting. I think Eckler's still on the Commanders, right?
Yeah, as far as I know.
I haven't heard shit about him. I wonder what's going on with him.
Well, I mean, they had another running back. He wasn't the 3-down back in Washington. He was the second running back.
Yeah.
He wasn't even the starter.
I'm not sure who the starter is over there.
I don't remember his name, but he had a solid season.
So, but yeah, Omarion Hampton, because it's like I got to see the other couple running backs. Yeah, he stands out, dude.
Nice.
Hampton's different. I think he's going to be actually in an interview. Natrone Means, they were interviewing Natrone Means on Chargers Believe, which is the podcast with Matt Money Smith and Lorenzo Neal. They do a weekly podcast.
Yeah.
By the way, it's a decent podcast. You got to love old Lorenzo Neal. Neal's the color commentator. I love Lorenzo Neal. I think he's a little punchy though.
You say punchy or pudgy?
Punchy. Like a boxer, that's been punched too many times.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a fullback, dude.
Right.
But you gotta love him. I don't feel like he gives like deep insight, but he's got some good little quips. Matt Money brings all the good stuff. Like stats wise, and if you want like good information, Matt Money's a great guy to listen to. That being said, they had Natrone Means. So Natrone Means is over at UNC, which is Bill Belichick's operation now.
Yeah.
Natrone Means is the running backs coach there. So far, still. We'll see if Bill doesn't fire him. But he was Omarion Hampton's running backs coach. And something that he said in that podcast was like, and he's like, that's not something you got to see a lot of in the season. He felt very strongly that he's like, I think the Chargers brass is going to be shocked at Hampton's route running capabilities, like how good they are.
Yeah. Which, when you get it back, that can do both. It's
so I think that's
for a dynamic
and that
offense.
is what I saw. That's exactly what was showing up. Yeah, it's exactly what I was witnessing. Like, oh shit, dude, look at this guy. He ain't looking like a back. He's looking like, he looks like a back, but backs don't run routes like that. Not a lot of them. He's just a freak, dude.
He better be. He's
I was going with this Austin Eckler. So he's Austin Eckler, 6 foot tall Austin Eckler. But I also feel like Omarion's got. Here's another thing that stands out to me about Omarion Hampton is you watch his film, like in college, you watch his practice, This guy, I mean, Mean said it. Like, the guy is built, he called him a chiseled Adonis. He's just like, if you could genetically design a fucking running back like this dude, this fucking guy, he was born to be a running back. Like, born. And then his hands, like, this guy is just so physically, and not just physically, but talent-wise, gifted. He's one of these guys that just, like, it kind of all meets up. He seems to have the work ethic combined with the talent and the physique. Like, he's got all three elements. He could be really, really, really special. You know? So super fired up about that. Leaning into my love for Omarion Hampton. Could be a very special Chargers running back, especially with this regime, right? Greg Roman, Harbaugh, they like to run. They want a 3-down back. I mean, the 1-2 punch. Here's the thing. He doesn't even have to tote the rock for the first year. We got Najee.
Yeah.
And Najee's is violent. I mean, he's like a mini Derrick Henry. We were talking about that. Like, so, getting back to Zion. Zion's taking the snaps, and then he'll snap the ball, and then he's doing footwork drills, like dropping back.
Right.
I'm just gonna say, dude, the guy was born to play center. Okay, he looks like a center.
He's just coming into his own now at age 23.
He looks like a center, like him snapping, because he's the perfect size. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's squatty, he's muscled as fuck. The dude is just a Mack truck of muscle, okay? And he's not tall, so which is what you want from your center, because then he can pop up and he's got that leverage quicker, right? Bozeman's too tall to be a center. He's 6'5". Like, that's too tall for a center. You actually want a center that's low to the ground, because for him to pivot up and take on that block, it's quicker for him. You know what I'm saying? Because the ball is on the ground. The ball starts on the ground no matter what. Zion's built. You couldn't draft a better center prospect, okay? So for the Charger fans who have been missing out on our previous podcasts, who are all just completely befuddled, which I was one of them, completely befuddled that we did not take a center at all in the draft. I mean, I was in the Gray Zabel camp. Like, dude, we're taking Gray Zabel if he's there. He wasn't there. I'm like, if we don't get our hands on Zabel, we're going to take Tate from Georgia. Like, I was just extremely convinced that the Chargers would not, we know how they value offensive linemen. So I was just completely convinced they're going to take an interior O lineman. They're going to do that.
And they punted.
And they didn't at all. They didn't take one at all. That was... And then, you know what? Here's the other statistic. The Chargers took the most skill position players they have ever taken in the history of the franchise in the first 5 rounds.
Dang.
That's something. That's saying something.
That is saying something.
Yeah.
I mean, their offensive line is already pretty young and pretty good.
I mean, you got the 2 tackles sewed up.
Yeah.
And then Mekhi Becton. Okay.
And Sawyer is...
They're not bad. We've got serviceable backups. I think actually, I mean, the depth is between Pipkins and Sawyer and the flexibility.
Really, but I'm saying if center is your biggest question, and it's only one position, and all those other guys are signed for like what? I mean, they're all young. Obviously, left tackle is going to be a free agent next year, but he's going to run out of his contract.
Slater's not hitting the market, Pete. Don't even think about it.
That's what I'm saying. Is all
not
signs
happening.
that they're going to re-sign him.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of offensive linemen cornerstones locked up for a while.
Well, you know what? This is a very good tangent, by the way. The Slater contract. Taking notes. Am I concerned about the Slater contract? No. No, I'm not. Ortiz was on the Chargers podcast, the Chargers Weekly podcast, and Matt Money approached that with Ortiz, and my takeaway, Ortiz was very relaxed about it, like, oh yeah. We want Rashawn Slater here for a long time.
There you go.
I think this is a matter of maybe they might still be a couple mil apart, you know? And then the thing that they won't talk about publicly is Slater's going through a divorce. So a lot of the Chargers fans believe that because of this divorce, he wants to sign his contract after the divorce is done. He's trying to protect his money. Although I don't know that makes any sense. It may complicate things in the divorce.
Yeah, I don't know if
like future earnings.
Are part of it. I've never gone through a divorce.
Because Slater already was making 20. He made like 19 mil last season, dude.
Yeah, he's already
the fifth year option. You start to get in the 5th year. You start to get paid.
Yeah, because then you're getting average of what that position pays, right?
It's an average, but also it's like if you're a Pro Bowler, it goes way higher.
Yeah.
So Pro Bowler, All Pro, like if you make All Pro team, like
it's like at that point you get to be in like the average of like the top 10.
You're making top 5 money.
Yeah.
He hit all those boxes.
Yeah.
He checked all those boxes. So
he's making as much this year as he's gonna make next year.
Yeah.
Give or take a few million.
He might make more. Because
Yeah.
it's like fully guaranteed, I think. His cap hit is 19 mil. I mean, he's getting paid this year.
Right.
So I'm not worried about the Slater contract. That'll get done. But yeah, my takeaway, Zion was born to be a center. This could pay off. This could pay off really big. I like the way he looked snapping snapping that ball. I really, 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 really liked it. Way better than Bozeman. Like you see Zion doing it and you're like, that guy is born to do that, okay? You know?
Yeah. There you go. I mean, if
there's no way Harbaugh and these other coaches aren't looking at it too and going, yeah, that's our fucking center. Look at this guy. Why were we using him as a guard? Why didn't we do this last year? And, you know, nobody wants to talk about the incentives here for Zion, but I think it's worth being mentioned, okay? Actually, Charger fans really need to hear this because I don't see anybody really talking about this. Like, for example, the DHBC, my diehard Bolt Club, shout out to the crew if you're watching. Nobody's really talking about this on the Telegraph feed, but the way the Chargers have structured this, Zion's a first-round draft pick. They didn't pick up his fifth-year option. By the way, Ortiz, that's actually, we should talk about that. Ortiz was asked about the fifth-year option.
Right.
And Ortiz's reply was exactly what me and a few of the other Charger fans I commiserate with thought. Like, this is a money thing, and that's exactly what Ortiz said. Ortiz was like, look, when you pick up a player's fifth-year option, that's money. How much are you going to pay the guy?
Right.
For the next season? That's all it is. That does not say whether we like a player or not. It's just how much do we want to be locked into paying a guy? You know? That's all that says.
Yeah, they could still re-sign him and
they may still pay him the 15 mil or whatever the hell he'll be due.
Yeah, they might even pay him the same, just restructure it so that his cap hits are different for
exactly,
different years.
Exactly. Like this gives you cap
do.
flexibility. Like that's all it is.
You don't get to do that with the option. The fifth-year option is what it is. It's a cap hit for that year.
Yeah.
At the amount.
I mean, it. You know, in the context of Zion, you've got this guy we really like. We're actually just not sure where he's going to play. He might play left guard. He might play guard. He may play center. If we sign him to center money, then we overpaid for left guard. So, getting back to Zion, and my point about Zion, and so this is also a move too. Like, this is the career year for Zion Johnson, okay? This is when he gets paid. They're giving him a shot at center. Centers make the second most money next to tackles. They've designed this so Zion, it's a make or break year for him. And if he shows up and delivers elite center performance, the spoils are his. As it should be.
Yeah.
And the Chargers have their center position filled. Done. Now we've got Pro Bowl center, tackles, throw a couple guards in there, done. You know? Done. We are sewed up. So he doesn't have the hardest person to beat. All he has to do is beat old man Bozeman. That's
Old
it.
Bose.
Old Bose. All he has to beat is Bradley Bozeman. That shouldn't be hard for Zion. It really shouldn't.
I mean, if he doesn't, then he's not getting signed.
Would that be hard for a rookie? Yes. But for a player, an O-lineman who's been in the NFL for 3-4 freaking years now, who has the perfect traits and build of a center,
who was a first-round pick,
who knows NFL O-line playbooks, this guy should be able to do this. It's not a stretch. He has everything to gain, and that is a very powerful thing. I just don't think people understand how powerful a motivator that is, Yeah. This is powerful shit. Cannot be understated. Now, probabilities wise, I'm just going to add my disclaimer here, okay? Don't come at me, people. I'm not saying Zion's guaranteed to win this. But they've made it an extremely ripe situation for this dude. This dude should have the goods to deliver it. I still give him maybe I'll give it a hair over 50% that he actually pulls it off. Here's the statement. Will Zion Johnson become an elite starting center for the Chargers this year? I give it a 51% probability on that statement right there.
It's a good chance. Those are great chances to become an elite player. Anybody would take a 50-50 chance to become an elite player at a new position that they've never played before.
Yeah. They've given him the entire offseason. I love that at the end of last year, they didn't waste any time with it, at all. Even with Bozeman playing the way he did, you're going, okay, we need a center of the future.
Right.
Either way, even if you like Bozeman, Bozeman's older. We need the center of the future. Where are we going to find that? Well, holy shit, I think we've got one in-house, actually. We've never seen what he does at this.
Last season, they were in the conversation for, top 5 for the best offensive line in the league. So,
certainly with their tackles, the tackles put them in that conversation, right?
Right. So if the rest of the line, if the interior 3 play average, they're in that conversation.
Yeah.
So if they can move a guy to center and have him play some above average center, then that's fantastic for them.
Here's the thing. Bozeman was arguably a bottom 10 center. Or for some reason, I think he got didn't he make the Pro Bowl though, or some shit? I don't know. There was some kind of... I feel like he got some kind of accolade, and I was blown away by it. I was just like, what?
They're also hoping that Becton wasn't a one-year wonder at guard.
That's real. That's real.
Covered up by an equally amazing offensive line in Philadelphia.
That's real. That's real.
Because, it was a really good season, but it's still only one season.
I think Becton could take another step forward, though.
Somewhat of a question mark.
I mean, what we were talking about this last episode, I think the Ben Herbert effect is going to be like, we're going to see the full Ben Herbert effect this year. Last year we got...
Be fucking huge. A huge friggin' guy.
I think Becton's going to drop some weight, get more nimble, more athletic. He's already just a massive human being, dude. Becton is a massive human being. You got to see him and Alt, dude. Him and Alt next to each other. Like, here's the thing, like, because Becton's a tackle, so he's got the wingspan.
Yeah.
Like, the gap control these two guys have next to each other, it's nuts. It's nuts. Because they both just go like this, boom. And you're just talking about like these massive humans. Like, we got this whole shit covered, you know? It's pretty impressive. When Joe Alt is the smaller, because he is, Alt's a smidge, I think they're the same height, but Becton has like 40 pounds on Alt.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy. Becton's huge. He's just a massive human being, dude. Joe Alden, his second season, playing football, training the whole thing. I mean, you know, we were talking about this, how like Ortiz is just like, dude, the jump that players make from their first year to second year is nuts.
Right.
He's like, and I mean, all.
And just when Ortiz gets to have a full off season, then yeah.
Ben Herbert, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, and there's been a lot of that chatter. Like I mean, okay, here. So the Chargers press, they did the linebackers yesterday. So the starting linebackers, and the linebackers coach, old Navarro Bowman, old Bowman, baby. Takeaways from that press conference. So it was interesting. Perriman got interviewed. Troy Dye. And we've got a new linebacker that we got from Texas. And takeaways here. Perriman's they're keeping him as the kind of the old salty. He's not going to be the starter next year. He started a lot of last year next to Henley.
Yeah. Out of necessity.
I don't think Perriman very much had this air of like, yeah, I'm getting older, so I get injured easier. I still got some juice left in me. I can still definitely contribute. But he's the veteran linebacker in the room. They love him. They love his attitude. And on running downs, that's the guy you want in there. He's a heat-seeking missile. Like, he's so good at his read and stuffing that, plugging that hole, dude. Like, he's special good at that. And I don't think anybody contends that. You know.
Yeah.
He's our best linebacker.
Old school linebacker.
When it comes to a run-stuffing linebacker and plugging that hole on a big play, he's definitely in the top 5 in the NFL. He has a special talent of that. He always has. Even when he got his contract, I think he was drafted by the Chargers, and then he went and got signed for a good contract with the Raiders. Like, that was always his fucking thing. Like, Perriman, dude. Just a thumper on the run. He's not a big backer, but like when you watch him on film, that guy knows how to get so low to the ground, dude. So low. He does that whole just linebacker pit bull, like he'll just jump up in that hole and then he just gets small like this and he's just ready to jack a dude.
Ugh.
You know? Like you could not train it. You can't practice it better. Like if you wanted like linebacker film on how to like get in there and just like be ready, you know, just that whole linebacker just squatted down, just ready to pop and just kill a dude. Boy, oh boy.
The most compact 250 pounds ever.
Yeah. I mean, he had to learn how to be that because he's kind of on the small side of linebackers. Like that's the only way he was going to get a job in the NFL and stay in the NFL. And it really is. That's the reason why he's in the NFL. Because you see that and you go, oh yeah, dude, he's got that. You know? Wow. That's impressive. So, but he's not going to be the every down back. They asked Navarro Bowman about Junior Colston.
Right.
And
last year's draft pick that everybody's excited to see.
Yeah, who they thought was going to win the starting job last year.
He might have, but he battled injuries.
Yeah, he got his appendix removed,
Yeah,
like
something
right.
happened in camp.
His appendix.
Thing, yeah.
So that sidelined him in training camp as well as the beginning of the season.
Which, for a rookie, just ruins your rookie season.
Just all momentum. Just done. So, and then you had the ascension of Henley. And then we had Pearman, who they brought in last year. I mean, the reason they brought Pearman in is like, we need a veteran who knows what the fuck they're doing. Because we don't know about these other guys, you know?
Yeah.
We got to see what these other guys have in them. We won't know till we know. So now Henley's proven. Like, dude, Henley's a stud. We got our guy. Henley's won. So, but when they asked Bowman specifically on Colston, Bowman just blurts straight out, breakout season, Colston. Like, Colston's ready. That guy is ready. So ready for this, you know? He did get some game reps, so like the speed of the NFL isn't a surprise to him anymore.
Right.
Bowman talked on that. He's like, even when I came from college, like the speed of the NFL, you know, and Colston had to experience that. Like, there's only one way to get used to that is to experience it.
Well, and
because when you go from college to the NFL, the speed is just, it's a big jump.
Speed's a big jump. The other big thing is the 16, now 17 game season.
Yeah, way longer season.
Like, as a football player, you've never played that many games.
Yeah. I mean, the
High
preparation.
School, college.
Yeah. So, yeah. We should be expecting a breakout. If Navarro Bowman tells me a linebacker, you know, here's the thing. Bowman, when they asked Bowman about the linebackers last season, going into last season, Bowman never said that about Henley. Not like that. He was like, Henley, I like Henley and what the work he's doing. He's going in the right direction. That's all he said. Colston, he's like, breakout. Kid's ready. Kid's ready to break out. You're going to see Colston. So I definitely think going into this season, I mean, that tells me the Chargers view Colston, the starting two will be Colston and Henley. And Pearman, if one of those guys gets hurt, Pearman's going to jump in there ready to roll. But they're going to keep Pearman as that third, and maybe on run stops. Like, you're going to team him up with Henley, or I can't see, Henley's really good at run stopping too and diagnosing. So
their front seven's okay. It's the secondary where the questions arise.
For the Chargers?
Yeah.
I don't think the secondary is a big question. We got Molden, we got Gilman back, Derwin's Derwin.
I mean, if their rookie corners hold up from last year.
You can make a strong case that Cam Hart could have a breakout season.
I mean, he did last year as a rookie, right?
I would say, I mean, Hart was close to something that you could term as a breakout season. He started a lot of reps. He was clearly the guy they preferred.
Yeah.
He got some injuries. Injuries plagued him a little bit. He got an ankle. He had 2 concussions. The concussions are a worry. But I think the concussions are just a product of the way he hits. Hart drops the hammer, bro.
Yeah, but if you're knocking yourself out of games, then you're not.
You can't do that. Yeah. So I would be willing to bet money. That was the number one thing on the coaching staff's hit list when it comes to Hart. Is like, dude, we love it when you drop the hammer on these guys. Okay, we love it. Okay, who doesn't love it? The fans love it. But you cannot knock yourself out.
But you gotta lead with your shoulder, man.
Yeah.
Like,
well, here's the thing: he gets shoulder injuries too, like from his hitting. So he just needs. Here's the thing: he likes to tackle up here. He needs to tackle here.
Yeah.
Right? Like around the body, around the waist.
Yeah, which is the strike zone that you're supposed to.
That's where you're supposed to hit, guys. He loves to take the heads off people, dude. He's like one of those, he really likes to tackle like an old school safety, dude. Like he really reminds you of an old school safety. I was watching some John Lynch film. I saw, it was posted on social media. It was like John Lynch train wrecking. I mean, just whole dude.
I mean, most of John Lynch and Rodney Harrison are.
Yeah, it was like one of those.
Are no longer legal.
It's not legal. It's not even close to legal. Like, you watch some of these old ones, oh my God, dude. Like, I mean, Lynch is just like, these people don't get up. How he gets up, you're going like, he's got to have a concussion. Like, there's no way he does. That guy's walking around. He doesn't know where he's walking around right now. The other guy is dead. He may have killed the other guy. There's no way his bell didn't get rang too. Because, I mean, it's just like, it's these plays where it's just like, there's the camera frame, and you see the guy with the ball running with the ball, and then you just see out of just nowhere this guy coming just full sprint as fast as can be possible and just colliding with this, like, just boom, just blowing up the dude.
Backwards.
Yeah, just like an explosion, bro. It's a straight car wreck. A human car wreck. Like grizzly, bro. Like you just go, oh my God, ow, like, jeez. And you don't see those in the NFL now because it's totally not legal. Like you just cannot.
Right. Yeah. So now that John Lynch is
I mean, Derwin even comes close to that right now. I mean, Derwin's like getting, suspended and shit over.
Now that the Niners are on the downswing.
Oh, we should talk about the Purdy. Purdy got signed finally.
He got signed, and all signs point to that looking like a good signing.
Yeah, very good. Purdy got paid $55 million, right?
Amazing, yeah, something like that. It was amazing for them to draft him in the 7th round, Mr. Irrelevant, all that. But I would say as a team, it looks like the Niners are taking a step back and rebuilding.
Yeah, there's a rebuilding process. They talked about. Did you read that article?
when is the check on the CTE of John Lynch coming in?
Yeah, I don't know how.
He's losing his mind.
Yeah, I don't know how John Lynch is not punchy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I really don't get that. Or even Rodney Harrison. Rodney Harrison doesn't seem punchy to me. He's still a top commentator, right?
Yeah, he does great as a commentator.
He does great commentary.
Commentator, analyst.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
He's fantastic. I don't know how those guys aren't punchy. I don't get that. That doesn't mathematically make sense. Or physics. The physics don't jive. The mathematics don't jive. None of it jives. Good for them.
Right.
Love them. Love those two guys. Man, their film is fun to watch. Oh. But, no, I read an article in The Athletic this week about how the Niners, they've said this to reporters. They feel like they are in the midst of the kind of rebuild that they did when Shanahan and Lynch first arrived. Matter of fact, guess who Shanahan's coordinator is? Robert Saleh. That's who he rolled in there with his first year as a new coach of the Niners. Like, him and Saleh feel they're doing the same thing that they did. You know?
All right.
They're approaching it the same way, too. They've gotten rid of a lot of the players that were problems. And, they're rebuilding.
I mean, the Niners over the last 5-6 years have had great success. Really thanks to Brock Purdy working out. Because they took a big swing and miss on
Trey Lance. I was going to say, I was going to go to that tangent before you mentioned it, and I forgot. The swing and miss on Trey Lance and the fact that they got Brock Purdy just out of nowhere, pure luck, it's nuts. They're so lucky.
Right. Because they gave up the house.
They leveraged the house to get Lance.
To trade up to get him. And then
they threw they were convinced Lance was it. And then they got him in there and they're like, dude, this Brock Purdy kid is showing Lance up. He's our best quarterback.
Right. I mean, kind of like what happened this year when Jacksonville traded up to get Hunter. Like, he's not even a quarterback, and they gave up the farm.
I mean, I like Hunter, but
everybody likes Hunter.
But what the Jags gave to get him for a non-quarterback, I don't know, man. It's Jaguars doing Jaguars things, if you ask me.
I mean, he better go on to set records with receiving.
So good for San Francisco in the midst of a rebuild. I think they'll surprise people this year. I think they'll take a big step forward, actually.
I'm not bullish on them. That division's too good.
Well, Colin Cowherd was talking about the Niners' schedule, and it's one of the easier schedules. He made a really good case for their schedule being pretty soft.
They were pretty bad last year, so they end up with the softer schedule this year.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I think the Niners have put together a pretty good record. They'll surprise people. On Rich Eisen, Chris Bauman was talking about on Overreaction Monday. One of his overreactions. Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. will be the best wide receiver duo in the NFL.
I mean, I really like Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah. Yeah. He had about as good a rookie year as you can get, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
if that turns,
yeah, I think he beat out Ladd like by a hair.
If that comes to fruition and they end up with a Chase Higgins type 1-2 receiver combo, then
he doesn't have a bad case with that.
It works out, yeah.
Hunter is your Chase, your Jamar, and Thomas Jr. is your Higgins.
I mean, neither one of them are as big as Chase. Is the problem?
Is Jamar big?
For an outside guy, yeah.
How tall is Jamar? I know Higgins is tall. Are you going to look that up?
Yeah.
Yeah, look it up. I know T. Higgins is pretty tall. I feel like Higgins is the taller of the two.
All right, so he's only 6 foot. I thought he was taller than that. 6 foot, 201.
So he's not short.
No, he's not a small guy.
I mean, well, to put that in...
He's 201, so he's not...
Ladd McConkey's 6 foot.
He's a solid...
Ladd's 6 foot.
Yeah, but he's no string bean. He's solid. He's 200 pounds, so...
Yeah, Chase has... I think Ladd is like 6 foot, 190. I mean, the hope is that Ladd could put on another 10 pounds of muscle here, you know?
Yeah.
For Charger fans, because, I mean, that showed this season, last season. I mean, the thing is, they used him so heavily. And, I mean, the second half of the season, teams were going, we got to knock that kid out. He's the only problem. He's the only weapon they have. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, secondaries are going, we got to take that little son of a bitch out. We got to hit him so hard. Like, this kid can't get up. Because he's a problem. If we knock that kid out of the game, we win the game. And they weren't wrong. They're not wrong. I mean, that's what we saw against the Texans. Like, Ladd survived the game, but he was the only guy we had.
I mean, that's why they got a hit on Trey Harris. They need to hit on Trey Harris.
Well, I mean, Mike and Trey Harris, I mean, they doubled down, which is great.
Yeah, bringing back Mike.
Yeah, they doubled down. So it's like Trey Harris is the Mike Williams insurance policy.
But even then, how many more years does Williams have?
Maybe 2, maybe 3. If he can stay healthy. If he has another big knee injury, he's done.
Yeah.
He's done. Or even an ankle. Bad enough ankle injury. But if he gets another knee injury, he's done. Completely done. It's over. Nice knowing you, Mike. I love you, Mike Williams. I know you never watch this. Love you, brother. I'm rooting for you. I am 1,000% rooting for you, okay? I was super happy when I heard you're back. I would love for you to retire a Charger, unlike Keenan Allen.
Well, you would have loved for him to retire.
People are still clamoring for Keenan Allen, man. It's driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts.
To come back like Williams?
Yes, it won't stop. It won't stop. It's like it's done. It's done. Slayer was fun. It was fun, man. But it's not happening, and it's not going to happen. And frankly, I don't want it to happen. I'm done. I moved on from it. I moved on. Keenan could have retired a Charger, okay? He could have done it. I wanted him to do it. Joey Bosa took a pay cut. You know what? Joey Bosa took a pay cut, and Charger fans are like, good riddance, Joey Bosa. Ah, fuck that guy.
And now he's gone.
And they're still like, oh, salty, you know? Like, they give Joey Bosa all this ire, yet he took a $7 million pay cut last season to play for the Chargers, okay? And damn it, he freaking tried. He got injured again, but that guy battled. He did battle. He gave everything he had to try and be out there and help that team. Damn it, we would have loved to have seen him, you know?
Yeah.
Be Joey.
All right, we got to wrap it up.
But all the love for Keenan Allen and all the hate for Joey Bosa doesn't make fucking sense, okay? Keenan said, fuck you, I want money. I don't give a fuck about retiring a Charger. I'll go be a fucking Bear. That's what he did. That's what he did. He deserves some fucking ire for that. I'm giving him fucking ire. Fuck you, I don't want to see you anymore, Keenan. It was fun. It was fun. We had fun while you were here. Loved it. Loved the Slayer show. I did. As much as any Charger fan could possibly love it. I loved Slayer. Loved it. But don't give me this shit about like Keenan didn't give a fuck about being a Charger. At the end of the day, I guess he didn't. Actions speak louder than words. And yeah, he took some contract, he did some flexible stuff earlier in the season, earlier in his career. But you remember for the way you go out. I remember. All right, that's enough, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you Friday. Alrighty? As always, like and subscribe, please. Bye.